And what's up, replay viewers? Let's see who tunes on in. Michelle King, first one in the room, and Sebastian Echkavera, welcome. Good to see you, Jack Spencer, and GM Chris, good morning. Good to see you, Miss Cecilia Thomas, and Karen J. McLean. Grab the snacks indeed. It's going to be a good one. Good to see you, Jerry, welcome. And Robert T., good to see you. CB Earth Day, checking on in out there in the Netherlands, welcome. And Brian Bell, welcome. RJ's checking in from Colorado. Good to see you there, RJ. And Sunshine After the Rain. Good to see you, Sunshine After the Rain. Leela Sorensen down there in Georgia, welcome. And Rouge Jones, welcome. Good to see you, Sally Sipico. And Shaky Dave, happy Wednesday. Good to see you, The Investigator, welcome. And good to see everybody, people, on this. It's February 7th, 2024. It is 10 minutes to noon, 11:50 Eastern Time, -5 GMT. Good to see everybody. Welcome to Queens. Welcome to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Good to see you, Liz, out there, United Kingdom. Good to see you, Ethan G. Yes, a different location. And we're going to really tour the park today because I was doing some research on my some 8 years of live streaming. I'm going to show you a location that the last time I showed you guys, it was on Periscope. So for you hardcore OG viewers, you might remember this. I doubt it, but I'm gonna show you something I have never shown here on YouTube. So we're gonna see some really cool artifacts here in the park. We're gonna explore the World's Fair sites of the 2 World's Fairs here at Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, Queens. Good to see you, Arjan. Welcome. And we have the takeoff pattern today. Well, I think it's runway 31, if I'm not mistaken. They're taking off from 31 today from LaGuardia. So they're flying over the park. They're taking off sequence over the park today. We're looking at a very important entrance right there. If you go over the footbridge here, that is the 7 train and the LIRR. Then just beyond that, City Field, formerly Shea Stadium, when it was the old stadium. And I can't even imagine how many hundreds and thousands and millions of people walk down this ramp to experience the World's Fairs. I would give anything to see that. I want to time travel, believe me. Good to see you there. Ian, are you ready for the walk? Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Picard, 2005. John Lore is checking on in out there in Staten Island. Good to see you, John Lore. Jeffrey B., welcome. And John Lore, we are going to walk the Richmond Highway. I'm doing all the research I can for the Richmond Highway exploration. It's going to be a really cool live stream if I can make it happen. But I'm doing some research in how to walk it and have it visually appealing and exciting, because it is just, let's be honest, it's a paved walk, but it's going to be interesting. Hopefully no crazies encounter us as we live stream. But good to see you there. Buy the book. Welcome to Queens, everyone. Welcome to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, Queens. Let's get 50 likes in the box, and then we'll start this nonsense we call a live stream. And yes, they're building a new soccer stadium right across the street from City Field, over in the former Iron Triangle neighborhood of Willets Point. And yeah, you remember when I ran the bases there, John Lore? Yeah, we ran the bases. We're not going to do that today because I had to use the bathroom. I've been on the train for the last 2 hours. Sorry, exactly 2 hours. I walked out of my door in Coney Island at 9:25, and I got here to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park at 11:25. So, yeah, let's stretch the legs. Nebul, bienvenue. Good to see you, Nebul. Welcome. Everyone follow Nebul, great live streamer from the south of France on the Bay of Saint-Tropez, recently covering the Parade of Flowers. You want to check out that channel. It's a lot of fun. Good to see you, Dr. Carl Gabrini. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon. Good to see you, Michelle. Good morning out there in Oregon. Yeah, good time of year. Exactly. I got to do it just before spring because I think the outgrowings of stuff. And yeah, DM me about the Richmond Parkway. We got to cover that. I'm going to have a lot of fun. But Arjan just woke up. Nice. I wish I could have just woke up, but I got to pay rent. All right, everyone. We have at least, oh, there we go, 52 likes. We could start walking around. Welcome to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, Queens. Really? Air Force One is supposed to land at JFK at 12:40. It's not going to be visible from here, Sean. It's not going to be visible from here. Probably, I don't know, depending on it all depends on what runway Air Force One comes in on. There is like an IKEA parking lot or something like that nearby where it's good to plane spot depending on the wind. But the only place I could think of is Broad Channel in Queens, a little neighborhood in the middle of Jamaica Bay. Probably the only good spot to maybe see that today. But you got to be careful about those ticks there, John Lore. Mark Freeman, good to see you, and Don Tito, good to see you, Don Tito. Mr. Tito is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. All right, let's get you guys a little bit of wayfinding. And by the way, here we are. They gotta fix these little mosaics up here. Here's good old Bobby, the man that made it happen. And this is the Robert Moses. I'll say it's a mosaic, but yeah, done by Andy Warhol originally. And then we have the Salvador Dali. They gotta fix these up here. These have been slowly getting like, look at this, the Fountain of the Planet is pretty much destroyed. This is my favorite one. They gotta fix these. They gotta fix these. Over here, this is the Billie Jean King Tennis Center. This is where we have our U.S. Open. Hall of Science building. We're going to see that building later. My other favorite, oh no, this one's getting to be damaged too. Here's Elsie the cow from the 3940 fair. And then I forgot what this is and this is. We'll just walk past those. They got to restore them, Jim. Yeah. The parks really does speak to nobody. Parks Department really doesn't call to nobody. Anyway, let's look at the map here, see where we're going to start from. We're going to kind of do a loop of the park. And show you what kind of loop we're going to do. How was the train ride? It was long. It took 2 hours. Because I live on the other side of the city compared to here. But here we are, Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. And on this map here, we're looking at it from the kind of the north-south axis here to the top part of the screen here, or to the top part of the map. This is Flushing, Queens. To the bottom, Corona. And so this is what we're going to do. Home of not one but two World's Fairs. We're going to see some of these things that you see here. But look at this, a picture of the Unisphere with the lights of the capitals of the world, the cities of the world still lit up. Look at that. Oh, they got to restore that too. But this is what we're going to do today. We're starting out right here where we come off the 7 train. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of walk down here, see the Unisphere. We have to make our way to the Olmsted Center. So we're going to kind of walk over here. There is a marker here that talks about all the prominent people that ever visited the World's Fair. And then from there, we'll make our way over here to where the rockets are, Hall of Science. And then we'll begin to make our way. We'll kind of cut across here, see some of this stuff here, the Queen Zoo, the aviary. And then we'll come across here, see these pavilions, make a little loop around here. Maybe we'll go to the Lake of Amusement area too. Haven't shown that in a while. But good to see you, Phyllis, 2284. Good to see you, Norm, out there in Bangor, Pennsylvania. Catherine Drew, I'm doing great. Good to see everybody. So let's do it. So there's this marker that I've only shown on, I was doing research on my old live streams this morning, and I did this last time I showed this, I was on only Twitter, almost on Periscope. So, got to show you something that I haven't shown on live stream in probably 5 years, if not more. But we're really going to trudge around the Flushing Meadow. This used to be the Corona ash dumps back in the day, where all the ash, the coal ash from Brooklyn would be dumped. Of course, depicted in the story of The Great Gatsby, driving through those mountains of ash. Robert Moses and a whole bunch of people back in the day for the 3940 fair begin to mold this land into what we see today. And it is quite beautiful. Good to see you, Ron. Welcome. Creative Moments. Just do it indeed. No, there wouldn't be a bus all the way out here, Arjan, because I'm from where I live. I'm going across the city, so New York is big. So an express bus would not be viable from Coney Island to here. Good to see you. Photos from around New York. Welcome. Here's our top 11 parks here in New York City. Flushing Meadow comes in 4th place at 898 acres. Yep, this is where we're at. Walking right towards the Unisphere. But you know what? Let's quickly turn over here. Because right over here, let's go to the Freemason exhibit at the 1939-1940 World's Fair. There is a statue of George Washington over there, and that was a part of that pavilion. Yeah, maybe someday we'll get that light rail that goes across Brooklyn and Queens. This is a bicycle utopia. Ian, one of the first times I ever did like a long distance bike ride from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn to here, I was like 12 years old, barely 12, 13 years old. And yeah, this was one of the first places I ever rode a bike to, like long distance. And I remember coming out here and I would just ride all around, explore the whole park. I even had a little loop I developed over the years. Remember the first time I told my mom I did that, she freaked out. She's like, "You rode the bike where?" I would obsess over maps. I would stare at maps for hours on end, planning my routes. Good to see you, Darlene. Welcome. Oh my God, yeah, Van Cortlandt Park. We're definitely going to go back there. We're definitely going to go back there. We're definitely going to go back. Good to see you, Bob Doyle. Good afternoon. Exploring the Flushing Meadow, the Unisphere, and the Olmsted Circle coming up next. Why is this whole pathway wet? It's like they took a hose to this thing and just put water down on it. It's soft. I mean, it's good on my feet. In total today, I'm going to do here in the park I think we're going to do like 15,000 steps today. So, yeah, nothing like telling moms about our bike adventures. Yeah. Yeah, I would like obsess over maps, but I still do. But back when I was a kid, I would like obsess over maps. And I had this little, it was like a book, and it was sections of the city map. And I would just scroll through it. I had my little pencil, my pencil routes that I started penciling in, and yeah, that was like, yeah. Oleg wants the weather. Welcome, Oleg. Okay, here we are. So now we're at this. I'm pretty sure this has been, oh, by the way, red-tailed hawk. There you go, people. Red-tailed hawk right there. Let's see if I can get close on that. That is a red-tailed hawk, a baby, actually, a little young one. That is a young red-tailed hawk. They got the sun on my face here, and I'm completely, look at this thing swoop around. Red-tailed hawk, right there. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in on this. Are you gonna land? What are you gonna do, buddy? What is he gonna do? He's just surveying the property. Okay, well, we'll let him fly. But yeah, they're red-tailed hawks now here in Flushing Meadow. Flushing Meadows Corona Park. All right, but this statue right here, this was a part of the Freemason exhibit, or Freemason pavilion, at the 1939-1940 fair, and I believe that pavilion was also roughly in this location. But here's our statue of George Washington, the first Master Masonic Lodge of Alexandria, Virginia, 1788. He is still swooping around. This red-tailed hawk is still swooping around. Let's see if I can zoom in on it for you guys. It's a baby one. I've learned how to tell the age of these hawks now, and this is like a baby. Good to see you, Dwayne, out there in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Good to see you there, Miguel. Good day for a park. Yes, indeed. Look at that. Really flying, or lazily flying around. Lazily flying around the Flushing Meadow. He's really high up, too. Wow. Wow, yeah, red-tailed hawks, people. It's insane. It's insane that we got that here in New York now. Let's continue on. So off in this direction would have been the Fountain of the Planets. The Fountain of the Planets, interesting stories after the World's Fairs. In the 64-65 fair, it was a kind of like a fireworks area. A fountain with fireworks. Every night you see an impressive water and light and fireworks show from the Fountain of the Planets. And yeah, after that it becomes kind of just like a pond, not really used by much of anything. And then yeah, it just gets disused, almost forgotten about. In recent years, for the Olympic bid, if we would have won the Olympics, this would have been some kind of like a water course. It would have turned into some kind of like little stadium water course thing. That didn't come through. And then talk about building a soccer stadium on that area came around until they decided to move the soccer stadium over to Willets Point. So who knows what they're going to do with this body of water. I think they should turn it back into a fireworks launching point and a light show. That will be a great tourist attraction for people. Are there nature tours? Yes, they are, Dwayne, yeah. Yeah, birds look different in different stages, yeah. Ooh, we got a dead rat. Wow. Dead rat just hanging out. I don't know if anyone caught that. Oh, these old fountains here. I love walking these fountains. These fountains, too, pretty much haven't been used at all since the 64-65 fair. But this is looking towards the Fountain of the Planets. We're going to walk down there in a moment. Fountain of Planets. Yeah, look at this. This is why I love showing this place. It's like you don't have a bad picture anywhere. So I'm gonna, especially for you guys who have ever been here, let's try to relive some memories. Good to see you, Wilbs, driving a Northern Line. This is why I like coming out here. Got the rocket thrower right there with the Unisphere. Can't go wrong. They got to restore these fountains too. It's so sad seeing them not turned on. So sad. Look at that. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong in this place. You can't go wrong. And this is something I like doing whenever I come out here, and especially on the live stream. We're just going to walk the pools here. Now, all these pathways here that you see, these were all for both of the fairs. They were established for the 39-40 fair and basically just reused for the 64-65 fair. But if you can imagine, it would have been these fountains going in. There's been all water here. And then you're looking towards the Fountain of the Planets where we had that fireworks show and light show. You see that big light flagpole off to the left-hand side? That big flagpole, that was for the 39-40 fair. I think there was... I mean, I haven't seen them used, Jim. I think the fountains you're talking about are... I know the fountains on the Unisphere have been recently restored, but not these guys. The Unisphere, yeah, the Unisphere has a whole new, like, pumping system and stuff, but not these guys. And I have never seen these turned on. I have never seen these fountains out here turned on, or even filled with water. Good to see you, Prophet. Prophet Joshua Wall, welcome. Yeah, no, Bob Doyle. This is like such a this whole Flushing Meadows is it's such an opportunity for the city. It really is. It has so much freaking potential, and especially for people who want to relive what it was like in the 30s and in the 60s. I mean, you could really do something fun with this site. And it's just kind of, people are using the soccer fields and stuff, and off in that direction, that's a pool. That's a community pool. But now we're coming all the way back. Most tourists wouldn't come here. Now if there was something really eye-catching, John Law, they would come. What I've learned about tourists over the years is that a lot of tourists just want to go and recreate a picture that they've seen, and this was used in in some movies and some pop culture stuff. So yes, indeed, there, Nebel. Now this is the Fountain of the Planets. You see how big it is, and you see people are bringing their cars in here and doing donuts. Good to see you, Michelle K. Welcome. Ooh, look at all these birds. Hitchcock would be proud. Guys, I don't have food, guys. I don't have food. Anyway, so if you could imagine, you had this whole lagoon here, and then from this building would have been like a whole light show, and then this is where the fireworks are. Whoa, this is where the fireworks are launched from, is right here. So if you can imagine, there was a whole light show, a whole fireworks show here, as these birds swoop all around me, creating a really cool shot for you guys. But I wish they would turn that back into a light show, and it'd be just so cool. Look at all these freaking birds. Flushing Meadows. They're taking off. Look, they're taking off from LaGuardia right there. City Field right over there. And then these new buildings here in Flushing, Queens, right over there. Let's walk towards the Unisphere, and then we're going to make our way down to the Olmsted Circle. The Olmsted Circle is where this interesting marker of all like the famous dignitaries that have ever visited the World's Fairs. It's like a list of them, and it's also by like one of like the original entrances to the World's Fairs. So haven't shown that in a very long time, so we are due. But good to see you, Barbara C. Welcome. Yeah, you would have some fun with the birds there, I could imagine. Yeah, they make for good pictures. They make for good pictures. So we got some people setting up, getting ready to play some soccer over here. There's always people playing soccer in here. The only thing you got to be careful of is the little scooters that people like to buy. They all zip around in the park on those, so got to kind of keep your head on a swivel as you walk around here. JC Browser, good to see you. Yeah, don't want to jinx it with the poop, yeah. Absolutely. Good to see you, Brian Davis. Welcome. These guys get ready to play some soccer. Football, the real football. Another beautiful sunny day in New York. I think we got to get a nice sunset tonight, so I'm hoping for a few clouds to come in and maybe brighten up the sky around sunset time. I do want to show you guys the Unisphere right as the sun is going down, because it gets nice and dark in here. So I like to show you guys that later on today. A whole day of live streaming. Good to see you there, Tracy Taylor. Welcome. Welcome to the World's Fair. Welcome to Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Making our way to the rocket thrower right now. And then an artifact of the World's Fairs that I haven't shown you guys in a very long time on the live stream. Is this where the Space Museum's still across from here? I think you're talking about the New York Hall of Science, and that is still here. We're gonna walk past that. They did want to build like a science museum, turn the tent of tomorrow, the New York State Pavilion, into a science museum. That did not come to fruition. It looks like they now want to turn that structure into some kind of an event venue. Absolutely, Bob. Absolutely. Tracy, you're more than welcome. Welcome everyone for joining in. Good to see you, Darlene. Welcome. Good to see everybody, people. Yeah, they gotta restore these fountains. They gotta restore these guys. They'll be so nice to have. Now the last pool that you're gonna see up ahead is no longer there. They turned it into like a misting plaza, where the whole plaza emits mist. We have walked through that on live streams recently. No rockets today. Nay. Oh yeah, we will see rockets. Yes, we will be seeing the rockets at Space Park USA. Yes, we are going there too. Vilmiran Rule, good to see you. And Jerry 187, welcome. Good to see you, Jerry. Coming on up to the rocket thrower here. And the only way something like this happens is if a car goes into this. I think a car went into these stones here. But here we are. Ooh, that moved around. Here we are, the rocket thrower. Good to see you, Jeffrey Bowie. Welcome. Let's get my favorite shot here. Let's see if I can line this up. Let's see if I can line this up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I can really... Let's have some fun with this one. Give you guys a nice screenshot here. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Norman Roberts was here 4 times, or 7 times, as a kid. Awesome. Look at that. Yeah, I'll give anything. I would give anything to see the World's Fairs from here. I would give anything. Good to see you there, Dave and Bangor, Maine. Welcome. I would give anything to see these World's Fairs. Look at this. It's so cool. It is peaceful here, Leela. Yes. Love Pugs, welcome. Good to see ya. Just love this place. Let's keep moving, because we got a lot to see today. There you go. John Law remembers being in the stroller here. So far 2 people in the chat have been here. A lot of people visited that 64-65 fair. And also, we're at 1964-65 fair. Not a real fair. Not a real fair. The official World's Fair for that time period was in Seattle. This was World's Fair in name only, but it was another fair which showcased the best in technology and cooperation of nations. Man, one of your earliest memories. Yeah, Ramona, yeah. Now that misting plaza is very nice on a hot day. Absolutely. All right, so now we have a bit of, and it's a shame that somebody has opened the fencing here. Wow, I wonder what Parks Department's going to do about this. This is the second oldest object in New York City, in a New York City park. This is the column of Jerash. We're now at the Jordanian Pavilion. This is a Roman column that dates back to like 120 AD. I wonder if they... Okay, I see what they did here. The column is surrounded by fence, but this other fence around it is not there. Yeah, 120 AD. The sign is completely faded. Can't even read it anymore. The top of the column recently was damaged. and that it is right now in the Queen's Museum. I think they should put this entire structure into the Queen's Museum because I think it has weathered quite a bit and it's really beginning to fall apart. But it is cool that it's still here on display. Good to see you, JK. Good morning. I picked a really great day to come out here and trudge to Meadow here. But yeah, I'm assuming they're in the process of fixing this thing up, and I hope they really do fix it back up. But we have the dedication stone right over here. Yes, indeed. Well, a couple of Disney products were showcased here. You had the Carousel of Progress, and then the Ford exhibit. The Ford exhibit was like a people mover. Look at this, look how cool this is. Freaking love this. So much history. So much history. And Bill Thomas with a $5 super chat. Bill, thank you so much for the big $5 super chat. Thank you so much for today's $5 club. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $5 super chat. And by the way, Bill, since you tipped $5, thanks for buying my Metro card. It is much appreciated for being on the train for 2 hours. Thank you so much for recouping my cost of my Metro card. Thanks for sponsoring today's live stream. I made that because I was bored on the N train. So thanks for buying my Metro card. Whoever super chats first and covers my Metro card, you will get that special graphic. And I'm just going to give the secret away now, but don't do it because I'm telling you this. I do have a new graphic if you gift a membership. So, not going to tell you what it is, and don't do it because I said gifting memberships, you get a new graphic. But there is a new graphic for gifting memberships. So, having fun with gifts this morning and yesterday. Thank you so much, Bill. Bill, thanks for sponsoring the live stream. Let me entertain you. We're going to be here for a hot minute. We're only starting up. We're already 35 minutes into this, and we're just warming up because we're going to see a whole bunch of landmarks. So again, the Billie Jean King Tennis Center, right over there. And then over here, there's our rocket thrower we just said hello to. And now we're going to come up to where this final pool used to be. And it's no longer here. This is just misting plaza. No, John, don't be tempted, John. Look at that. This thing, every time I see the Unisphere, I feel the same way as I did when I was a kid. And especially with this cool misting fountain here, you can stand pretty much right in the middle where the large pool was. Bagels and Walks gifted 1 membership of Dutch Moz Plus, and Norman Roberts gifted a membership. Oh, and Norman Roberts got awesome. Well, Sean, thank you so much for gifting the membership. Much, much, much appreciated. And Norm out there in Bangor, Pennsylvania, enjoy the custom emojis. Good to see you, Jay Chulo. Welcome. But Sean, thanks for sponsoring the channel, and thanks for gifting a membership. And now you got to see the graphic. Who's gonna make the baby Yoda come out? I typed in, on the gift search, I typed in thanks and gift. And that's what I got. That's one of the results I got. So I said, that's a good one. That's a good one. And enjoy. Yeah, Norm's been watching me since Periscope days, so enjoy the membership there, Norm. And Sean, again, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Much, much, much appreciated. Now, more ways to capture your money via graphics. All right, look at this thing. Look at this thing. We beat you to it, yes indeed. Beat you to it. This thing, every time I see this thing, it's the same way. I feel the same way. Every time I look at this thing. Admire Music says, God save Queens. There you go. Good to see you there, Admire Music. Look at this thing. The largest representation of the globe on Earth. The Unisphere. I think it has a diameter of 120 feet. It's like 13 stories tall. Coming in the background, you get to see the tent of tomorrow and the New York State Pavilion. We're going to go there a little bit later on. Sorry, Noble. Yeah, the graphics came up quick. You're going to have to rewind. It is beautiful, Unisphere. It's so cool. It's so cool. Beautiful Unisphere. It's a cool screenshot right there. Right there. There it is. That's a cool screenshot. Playing with the exposure of the sun. Look at that. Oh, bloody hell. We got a whole... You guys better stop. All right, let's see here. This is the same sphere as used in the movie Men in Black. But, oh my goodness. Darlene W. gifting 5 memberships of Dutch Maz Plus. And there you go. Darlene W., thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships of Dutch Maz Plus. Enjoy it, Mark and Dave and Roberta Letty and Chris. Enjoy and thank Darlene. And Vilmiran Roll, thank y'all. Enjoy the custom emojis. And thank you so much, Darlene W., by gifting 5 memberships to Dutch Maz Plus. That is much appreciated there, Darlene. Much, 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 much appreciated. There's your money shot right there. We got to have a few more money shots today. We have a lot of stuff to see today, guys. We have a lot of stuff to see. But Darlene, thank you so much for gifting memberships. You're so nice. And now I get to see who gets the gift, which is kind of cool. But now you guys, oh, the graphics. Thanks for buying my lunch, Darlene. Thanks for buying my lunch, Sean. And thanks for the Metro card. And thanks for the Metro card. Everyone who's donated, thank you guys. I say I have to have a graphic for when we hit the memberships and when we get the Metro card money. The way I always see these live streams is if I could cover the cost of a Metro card, then it's like, it's good. It's, everything else is like profit. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Off in a distance, this is the Billie Jean King Tennis Center, and the Arthur Ashe Stadium is right there in front of us. On the site of the Arthur Ashe Stadium would have been the United States Pavilion, a building that lasted a little bit after the World's Fair. Unfortunately went into disrepair. I believe it had a big fire in it. Then we have this cool statue here. Good to see you, Stephanie. You're not late, Stephanie. I don't have a schedule, so you're never late. If I don't have a schedule, you're not late. You're right on time to enjoy a good time. It is one of my favorite shots right here. Look at that. We're having a lot of fun with the sun today. Getting some cool shots with the sun here. There you go. Got some nice screenshots today. Having a lot of fun with that sunlight today. Look at that. Oh, you gotta love it. Ah, you gotta love it. All right, let's head down to the Olmsted Circle. It is a spot that I last live streamed when we were on Periscope a long time back. So we're gonna head down there. We usually only do a loop of the park here, of this section of the park. Today we're gonna kind of go outside of those sections today. I know, isn't it amazing they used to have the US Open at Forest Hills? That's a beautiful venue, beautiful music venue today. Off in that direction is the New York City Pavilion. Today home for the Queen's Museum. Yeah, Darlene, so much history, so many great pictures you could take around here. This is a very special area. Always got to be careful here because I don't know where the parking lot begins and ends. I think it's like right here. So we'll move the sidewalk over here. So I believe we're about to walk over the Grand Central Parkway. It's amazing how like multi-leveled this thing is. Oh yeah, I do got to go down this way right here. So, all right. Yes, indeed, Deborah. Good to see you. Wow, they really... I remember when this was a lot more wider back in the day. I think some of the first times I ever came out here to Flushing Meadows, I came along through this way here. And with the expansion of the tennis center, it creates a much more narrow passageway. All right, let's see how, oh yeah, it's really narrow over here. Good to see I Love the 80s. And Nebul gifted 1 membership of Touch Moz Plus. Nebul, thank you so much for gifting a membership to our friend RJ out there in Colorado. RJ, please enjoy the custom graphics or the custom emojis. But thank you so much, Nebul, for sponsoring today's live stream, gifting a membership at Touch Moz Plus. Much appreciated there, Nibble. Much appreciated. Now you gotta bring out the Baby Yoda now. We have the Bill Murray and the Baby Yoda. Good to see you there, Ed Al. I'm happy to bring back some memories for you. We're going to go to we're going to a spot now where there's a very overlooked artifact from the World's Fairs, and it's a list of all the famous people that have visited the fair. So we're going to go to this spot here called the Olmsted Circle. Give it a whirl, yes indeed. So we're here just next to the tennis center here. Yeah, this has been like widened out. This pathway here has been kind of narrowed. I remember when this was pretty wide. So here you have the exit here from the Grand Central. And then you can go westbound here. The funny thing about Flushing Meadows is that the entire park is kind of like a one big traffic interchange. So you could always think about the promise the automobile gave us back in the day. Beautiful out here, Jennifer. Beautiful. Beautiful day here. So this spot that I'm walking to is not exactly the safest because there's no real sidewalk where I gotta get to. I'm gonna have to pretty much walk on grass. Good to see you, Veronica Lynn. Welcome. Welcome on in, everybody, to the show. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 160 likes. That'll be fantastic. So I think this was an entrance here for both World's Fairs. And I have to somehow get across the street because they have this, we're gonna see this marker, this stone marker. But here's the cool entrance right here to the Billie Jean King Tennis Center right there. And then this is kind of like the backside of the World's Fair. Okay, that's what you got to be careful of. Those little scooters. They tend to zip around the park here. Wow, this is really like the back end here. It's so unloved. But now we have this. I could see it now. Good to see you, Edwardson Toledo. Boa tarde, Brazil. Boa tarde, Brazil. All right. This is going to be fun. This is going to be death-defying coming up now. Because we got to cross this. I got to cross this road. And there's no sidewalk across the street. So I got to be very careful. Yep, our marker is still here. It's right over there. It's actually two of them. I think there's stuff written on this one, on this side too. All right, so now we're just off of Roosevelt Avenue. You could actually walk into the park from Roosevelt Avenue from here. Let's see. Yep. So this is the New Amsterdam entrance to the 3940 and 6465 fair. Right here. And on the other side is a really cool monument here. And it's so forgotten about, but this is, I believe this was here all these years. They gotta fix this though. Look at this. These are all the heads of state that have ever visited our World's Fair. So from the 3940 fair, Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, George the Sixth, or George, sorry, is that George the Fourth or George the, I think it's George the Sixth, and Ignacio Samoa of Nicaragua. And then for the 64-65 fair, Herbert Hoover, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Carlos Julio Hermosa of Ecuador, Romulio Bencourt from Venezuela, Hussein I from Jordan, Diosio Macapel from the Philippines, Adolfo Lopez Mateos from Mexico, Mabutsa IV from Burundi, Paladin Thompson Mogile, can't pronounce that. And look at that skim, I don't even know what country that is. Silvianos Olimpio from Togo, Francisco J. Orlik from Costa Rica, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi from Iran, Chun Hee Park from South Korea, Pope Paul VI from Vatican City, Saruko from Indonesia, Filiapos Tistrana from Malagay, and Emondi Valeria from Erie. How cool is this? How cool is that? I never show this because, as you see, it's in a weird spot. You're coming into the park here. I'm gonna just show you how you get into the park from Roosevelt there. But this is just hanging out here, and I never show this. So, and as you see, a car has crashed into this, but luckily it's not damaged. But this is like a crazy bit of history here, just kind of hanging out here at the old New Amsterdam gate. I do have a ticket for the panorama. I have a 2 o'clock ticket for the panorama. All right, let's wait for a couple of cars here to pass, and then we're gonna cross the street again. But yeah, it's in a, this is in such a weird and random spot. And I've got to get back on the sidewalk here. This guy's coming around. This guy's coming around. Oh, Skim is a county in India. All right. They should, Deborah, they should move it, but I think this is, its location is original. I think these stone markers here were here back in the day. They might be recreations, but the location of it has basically never changed. So I think they're there because that is the gate to enter. And yeah, they got to fix those bollards before the next car does. Yeah. Oh, maybe, you know what, Deborah? Maybe, Deborah, that's a good analysis. But see, it's out here in a very random spot. But I'm just gonna walk over here to Roosevelt Avenue. Now this is where it gets really weird here. We lose the sidewalk pretty much. Look at how we lose the sidewalk here. There's like no curb. And they should move them. They deserve to be actually in the park proper and not like in this like in-between place. But you see how the pathways here, the sidewalks are so weird. They added these benches, I noticed. So now, I believe if you go straight, you go onto the highway and you pass underneath Roosevelt Avenue. Those elevated tracks that you see there, that is the 7 train, and the spur to link into the Corona yard, the Corona subway yard, which is right here. But you see, you got this little back and forth here, little wobbly area, and you see it's very unlike decorated. It's just very plain. Now, I read somewhere on Facebook that there is supposedly a migrant tent encampment, and this was one of the locations listed. I don't think there are any tent encampments here. So again, this is the Olmsted Center. Right over there is Roosevelt Avenue, where the 7 train runs. Just finished driving the Western Star. Bloody hell. Enjoy it, Wilbs, enjoy it. Wilbs, I really want to play some Truck Sim. I think Friday I'm going to stay home and play Truck Sim. I think Friday I'm going to take it easy. I think tomorrow we will be able to live stream. And also I think whatchamacallit, might get a haircut tomorrow too, so this will be my last day with the beard. But I'm looking for the tent encampment. I don't see it. I'm looking for the tent encampment. This is one of the places listed. And it looks rather clean, considering this is like a very, as you can see, it's a very unadorned, kind of boring area with a off and on ramp for the cars, and then this is our sidewalk right here. Mason Edens, good to see you. Yeah, I got Nibul into Flight Sim. Yeah. Now you know what I gotta say. I gotta save up and get me a whatchamacallit. I gotta get myself an Osmo Pocket and just start filming random stuff. Being on the train for 2 hours would have been nice to film a little bit of that. All right, so there's the 7 train. Right there across the street, you have Citi Field. But again, on Facebook, somebody said that this was a migrant tent encampment. I don't see any tents set up. But this is Roosevelt Avenue right here. And this is the very boring and unadorned entrance to Flushing Meadows here. The Corona yard is right over here. And then kind of wedged in between that is the LIRR. And then this is Roosevelt Avenue. There's a really good burrito spot like 3 blocks that way. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, Sean, I gotta get me one of those. I gotta get me that Osmo Pocket. Yeah, I don't see any tents. It actually looks pretty clean. Wait, let's check the other side here. I think this is like an on and off ramp here. Let's see if there's anybody. Well, I gotta really be careful here. This is legit dangerous. Trying to cross this. Gotta wait for a really big break into traffic. But I don't see any tent encampments around here. I'm not really seeing much of that. Well, let's check on the other side of the highway here. All right, let's see on this side. Nope. As predicted. No migrant tent encampments. Good to see you, DeBailey. Welcome. Out there in London. I don't see any encampments over here. We have to go underneath the LIE in a little bit. That's another spot that was on a list of supposed migrant tent encampments around Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. So, to a certain extent today, I do want to dispel the rumors of this place. Now, mind you, there are prostitutes about 5 minutes going that way down Roosevelt Avenue. I am not here to show what they call the sweethearts. We're not here to look for those ladies of the night or the afternoon because they're out all the time today. But all right, let's get back into Flushing Meadows. As you see, this is a very boring entrance right here. It just you kind of just meander in here. Very, very boring. Good to see you, Jeanette Trainer. Welcome. Yes, indeed, Deborah. Now, supposedly they were all like in this area here and in this area here. But granted, there is prostitution happening not that far from here, so. But we're not here to look for that. We're not going to walk Roosevelt Avenue. Got a discarded jacket over there. I appreciate that, Ed. I appreciate that. All right, let's get back into the park. And coming up next, we're going to go to the transportation section of the 64-65 fair, and we're going to go see Rocket Park. We're going to go see some rockets. We're going to see a Mercury and a Redstone rocket coming up next. Also the Hall of Science, and much, much more in the second hour of the Dutch Moz live stream. There you go. Good example of, I timed this all out on the train. Look at the clock right now. We hit exactly an hour. That's insane. That's insane. You want to see the hookers, Ed? I don't feel like walking down Roosevelt. They're gonna say, "Hey, baby." I don't need that. I don't want to exploit that situation too. I feel really bad, for all parties there that are taking part. So. But there's other YouTubers who have done multiple videos of the sweethearts. Like I always say, there is money and views to be made on showing the worst parts of the city. I like to kind of show New York in a positive light. And unfortunately, positivity is frowned upon by some people. So I'm here to dispel the myths and all that. So I'm here to dispel that. So we're not going to go plane spotting today, AV Extra, because after this we're going to go into the Queens Museum and we're going to enjoy the panorama. It's actually a little bit warmer than originally planned, which is good. I mean, that means that the gimbal battery is going to go good. I like to show the positive aspects. Yeah, Ed. While I may curse, it's only in a jovial, fun sense that I curse. But I'm not here to go, oh my God, look at the garbage, and oh my God, look at the prostitutes, and yeah. But I know that's what gets the views on YouTube. And you're definitely never going to see me make an AI thumbnail. That's just lying to your audience. But people do it. It is what it is. A power station over here. Wow, the LIRR Shea substation over there. So what is the Panorama show, Cheese Puff asks? The Panorama is the world's largest architectural scale model. It's a scale model of the entire city of New York at a 1 to 1,000 scale. So for every inch on the model is 100 feet in real life. I hate the AI thumbnails, yeah. Good to see you there, Jack. Of Major's Mini fame, welcome. Heading once again into the park. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There you go. All right, gotta cross this road here. Okay, catch yourself at the stop sign. Hey. Hey, we can see just the top of the rockets over there. We're gonna see the top of the rockets, and we're gonna see in a few blocks. Now we're going to kind of skirt into the park just a little bit and then head over to the other side. The Hall of Science is right over there. That's where we're going next. Awesome photos. I hope you had a great time. I'm nice and warm, which is good. And I can tell the equipment is nice and warm. So that is good. Absolutely, Sean. I know, yeah, Deborah. I completely agree with that statement. Oh my God, look, it's broken glass. Oh my God. It was all right. You guys got to see the Unisphere. Nice. Seeing the Unisphere is always really cool and special. Almost to the little bridge that takes us over into the other side of the park. It did, Ed. Well, Ed, what I think about the New York in the 70s, that while it was dangerous, it was dirty, it was chaotic, some of the best culture came out during that time. So I always think about like the humans as a species, when we're kind of put up against the wall, that's when we tend to be our most creative and most productive. It's a very interesting paradox. Like I would give anything for New York in the 90s, but because that's my era, that's what I remember. And yeah, it was no picnic. But the 90s compared to the 70s and 80s was no picnic. So that's why you got to always put everything into context. But like I said, there is money to be made to portray New York as a chaotic, kind of dangerous place. Exactly. It was inexpensive to live in New York back in the day. I think about those 3-bedroom apartments on the Upper West Side renting for like, what, $500? Anyway, absolutely, Sean. It was way more affordable for artists to live. I guess that's the hardest part about being a New Yorker. Like, I guess now, doing this endeavor of live streaming here on YouTube, you know, it's pretty tough for me as a creative person to do what I like for a living and, you know, be able to save and stuff, live in a nice apartment. Yeah, it's tough. But I make the sacrifice to live here because I was born, well, first of all, I was born here, but second of all, there's just no other place like it. People can shit on it all they want. I'm not leaving. You know, you don't have to come here. That's the thing. You don't have to come here. People complain about New York like they're forced to come here. You don't have to come here. Or like I said, there is a commodity in complaining about New York. There is money and views to be made. All right, I got to be really careful here because this is where the highway, this is where they turn onto the highway here, so I got to keep my head on a swivel. Oh, like artists should be hungry? I mean, I don't understand what you mean by that statement. As a creative myself, I don't think I have to be hungry because I want to create something from my being. And more importantly, artists create to bring people either thought-provoking stuff, kind of push the boundaries of thought and expressionism, but also to create joy and happiness. Why should somebody who wants to create joy and happiness be hungry? So, anyway, good to see you there, 10K. Welcome. Exactly, John, yeah. A lot of people complain about it, but we never leave. John Lennon said something to that effect. Like, everyone always complains about New York, but nobody ever leaves. Oh, not your thought. Oh, okay. Your neighborhood, Riverdale's nice. No, it's true, Deb. Most people who complain about New York actually aren't from here. That's true. Yeah, no, Karen, it's very true. Oh, you said it figuratively. Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, artists shouldn't have to starve. Artists shouldn't starve. So, anyway, good to see you there, Bill. Bill Thomas. Good to see everybody, people. This is the Hall of Science right here, one of the permanent buildings. Now, we visited the Hall of Science a few times on the live stream. I would like to visit it more, but unfortunately, it's kind of a museum for kids. So there's always school groups in there. They're all loud. They all want to do that Fortnite dance on the camera. So we tend to avoid the Hall of Science unless there's something really cool going on. Darlene fell in love with New York the first time we visited. Oh, 2019 was a great year. That 2019 was a great year. The most tourists in New York City history visited New York City in 2019.
There you go. Norm, that's the ride that Disney created. The Ford Magic Skyway was roughly kind of in this area over here, because we're in the transportation area now. Ford Magic Skyway, actually, it would have been right here. Actually, Ford Magic Skyway would have been right here. Ford Magic Skyway was basically, you time traveled through the history of man, and you witnessed history inside of a Ford vehicle. So you could literally wait and sit inside of a brand new Mustang, 1964 65 Mustang, and travel through time on the Ford Magic Skyway. I would give anything to see that, but at least here on YouTube, there is a video of the ride. So, yeah, that was right here. That was right here where this big parking lot is and the grass is. RJ's first in 26 years life in New York City. You still miss it. You know, once you live in New York, it's kind of hard to not miss it. It's a special place. So, I feel you, RJ. Exactly, ABX girl, exactly. A lot of people leave, but a lot of new people come in. So, we are net, our net population is actually increasing, not decreasing. I love this really, really cool sculpture here. I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of this sculpture. But this is from the 64-65 fair. And it's really cool. And as we get closer to the Hall of Science, you can hear the children cackling, because right over here is your Gemini rocket. This is the remnants of Space Park here. This had a whole bunch of different rockets here. I got to be really careful here because these guys are turning out here, and of course everybody stares at me when I walk around here with the gimbal. Got a Redstone rocket over there, and then this is a Mercury, and I think we have a single engine from an Apollo. This is all mud over here, so let's try to avoid this and go on some drier pastures here. Let's see how this is dry enough. Exactly, Joey D didn't care about the Mustangs. He wanted to see the dinosaurs. Hells yeah, good to see you, Joey. Look at this. A freaking Mercury rocket just hanging out here. Now I think the Mercury was the, sorry, not Mercury, this is a Gemini. Sorry, my bad. This is a Gemini rocket and capsule. So this was the first EVA right here, external vehicle excursions here, was done with this guy. And then in the background is the Redstone rocket with the Mercury capsule. And that was the first. This silver one here, this is the one that John Glenn flew in. And I want to say this is a single engine from an Apollo. I could be wrong. I would like to get closer, but there's lots of kids in there. I gotta pay money to go in there to be around kids. I don't want to pay money to go around and be around kids. But yeah, look, here comes. Haven't been here in a while, but nice to show off the rockets here. And these rockets and many more. It was actually, Space Park was actually a lot more extensive than this. There are a lot more artifacts of actual rockets, but unfortunately, when it was part of the park and not protected as part of the museum, quite a bit of it went into disrepair. Isn't that cool? You don't live in Amsterdam, but you love the energy. Absolutely. Look at this. Isn't that cool? I'm going to cross the street here because there's like 5 different school groups across the street. So we're going to kind of walk in the parking lot to get around the children. I remember first seeing this as a kid. I just freaking freaked the hell out. Good to see you, Sandra. Welcome. And see, look, somebody has already spotted me, and their kids are yelling from a distance, "Am I on TikTok? Am I on TikTok?" the kids are asking. So we shall cross the street and avoid the little kids who will no doubt give me a A sore throat, right? There's a really cool sundial that I don't think is accessible because I think there is some construction fencing around it. Well, let's see if we could see the, look at the rockets, by the way. Let's get another great shot of the rockets. Yeah, no, the rockets were graffitied up in the 70s, Ian. There's pictures of it online. There's pictures of it online. Just such cool history, just hanging out. Right here in Queens. Yeah, as you see, I'm gonna walk all the way across the street to avoid the kids. They're gonna cough on me and I'm gonna get the plague. So we shall go all the way around here, far away from the kids. This school bus is gonna pull up and pull out. Yeah, the sundial is not accessible. There's a sundial right across the street over there. Okay, I would like to cross the way here, but this school bus is slowly moving forward. Is he gonna turn? Where are you gonna go? Okay, it's gonna go right there. Nightmare has come true. TikTok, exactly. Yeah, it is pretty shameful. But yeah, this is the cool sundial right here. This is the entrance to the Hall of Science. All right, so now we are on the 111th Street side of the park. So this is 111th Street. This is Corona, Queens, off in this direction. Not that far from here, about maybe a 10-15 minute walk in that direction, will be the Ice King of Corona, prominently shown in the opening of the King of Queens TV show. So, kids are petri dishes of germs. That's why me and my wife don't want to have one. Okay. Oh, we got some new construction. It's a new apartment building across the street. But that deli I like to get my sandwiches at is still there. The deli is still here. That's amazing. It's amazing that deli is still here. A little bodega is right across the street over there. If you ever want to get like cheap snacks and come to Flushing Meadows, that's where I go. So that's how you know it's good. And they make pretty good sandwiches in there. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Just straight up regular old Queens style. That deli has been there for as long as I could remember. Ever since I rode my bike out here back in the day. Hey, it's new construction. This is really ironic. We have some really new construction next to some really old construction. These guys are enthralled by the Gimble. But Kurt Weller with a $10 super chat. Kurt, thank you so much for your very generous $10 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club 2 times today. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $10 super chat. Kurt, I always love showing you the good shit. I always love showing you the good shit. Kurt, thank you so much for sponsoring today's live stream. It's much appreciated. Good to see you, Adriana. Welcome. So we have a very new building next to a very old building, and then a kind of in between. That's a little bit younger. This is probably built in the 1920s, 1930s. This is like probably 19 teens. And then this is like brand new. How funny is that? ICU went to the World's Fair. Nice. So now let's get a little update on where we are. We have kind of walked around the Science Center, and now we're here. We're going to head back into the park, and then we're going to go along the Queens Museum here. I wish we could see the Gates of Life. I think that's inside here. But we'll head on up past the terrace in the park. That's the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey's pavilion. We're going to make our way up here. This is where Futurama 2 was for the 64-65 fair. And we'll make our way back over to where the New York State Pavilion is, the Queens Theater, see the Unisphere again. We'll see our time capsules. We'll go to the Westinghouse exhibit. But we have walked quite a bit of the way here in the park. So let's here we go. Here's an update on what we've done. We started right here at the LIRR station. We walked along here to about here, cut across right here, Continued all along. We went up this way here to the Fountain of the Planets. We walked back down. We had the flamethrower, the reflecting pools, the Unisphere. Then we kind of made our way up and over through here, the Olmsted Circle. And we made our way up to Roosevelt Avenue, kind of looped around, went back down. We walked over here, way down. We went right here and then around here. And now we're here. Now we're going to enter and kind of go like this back to the the New York Pavilion. So let's do it. Let's do it. As you see, we're kind of doing like a very much extended loop of the park than we normally do. And then after this, I'm going to take a little break. Try to find a little snack somewhere. Definitely get something to drink at the museum. And then they have a little cafe in there. And then after that, the panorama of New York City will be coming up later on this afternoon. Great to see you, Eric Mendoza. Did I have a coffee? Yes, I did. Had a coffee on the train ride up here. Had a medium iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts with a double chocolate donut. And of course, a sausage, egg, and cheese on the sesame seed bagel. That was my breakfast. Yeah, quite the bit of the walk there, Joe, but you know what? I do it for you guys. I do it for y'all. For y'all who can't walk or can't do these long distances, I do it for you. But you're more than welcome, Karen. More than welcome. You can see the Billie Jean King Tennis Center right over there. And you get your Queens Museum. And over here you got your Hall of Science. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, the zoo is right over here. You're going to go right. We're going to actually walk along the zoo. There's a large kind of a geodesic dome, which is kind of straight ahead. And that geodesic dome was part of a United Kingdom pavilion for the 64-65 fair. In 1965, there was a tribute to Winston Churchill inside of that. Today, it is the bird aviary. Awesome. Thanks for leaving a like. Good to see a Gold Seals Gold. Welcome. Exploring the Flushing Meadows today. Great stream. Glad you're enjoying. What's the weather? It's actually really nice out right now. It's actually really nice out. 40 across down the way in Brooklyn. It's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 8 degrees Celsius to you and me, with the wind blowing out of the north at 7 miles an hour. That's 11 kilometers an hour to you and me, with a current relative humidity of 42%. It feels good out here in the sun. I know once we lose the sun, it's going to get cold, but there's that geodesic dome, and this is the Queens Zoo now. Everything to our left-hand side will be the very small Queens Zoo. During the 64-65 fair, we would be in the transportation area. So directly in front of us is Terrace in the Park. It's a restaurant. And back in the day, well, for the 64-65 fair, this was the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey Pavilion. You could actually land on the roof of this building and access the park via New York Airways helicopter service from New York Idlewild and Lower Manhattan. So pretty incredible. Really cool structure. I wish they did more with it. Oscar Contreras, pa Puerto Rico, bienvenidos. Oscar Contreras. Good to see ya. We're enjoying a walk around the Flushing Meadow today. Yeah, this is the Queens Museum right here. This is the Queens Museum. The Queens Zoo. I'm getting all ahead of myself, guys. Only an hour and 26 minutes into the damn live stream. I'm losing my mind. Oh, John Law and his wife had their first date here in 1980. Oh, right here is where all the magic happened. Gotta love those first dates. Look at this. Look at it. Just a cool structure. Crazy cantilevered structure here. Beautiful sky, Phyllis. Beautiful sky today. Really nice. So to think this was a heliport. You could land on a helicopter. If you want to see a great movie about what it was like to visit the 64-65 fair, there's a great movie on, what is it there? The Film Preservation Archives. You could watch it for free. It's called To the Fair from 1965. And you see a helicopter land on this thing. It's so cool. Yeah, only 44 years later. That's love, John. You gotta love him. Look at that. How cool is that? Just kind of hanging out in plain sight. It's like wild structure. It's really cool. Just very impressive. I have never eaten in Terrace in the Park, so if anyone wants to super chat me a dinner at Terrace in the Park. I think we have some animals over here that we could view. Let's see. So this is the entrance to the zoo. Good to see you, Blondie. Welcome. The entrance to the zoo is on my left-hand side, the Queen Zoo. As you see, it's very small. But I think, yeah, we do. We got some sheep over here, guys. Let's say hello to the sheep here. Is that really in the Teen Titans there, Oscar? Look at this. Oh, they're hanging out. They're just hanging out. Hey, guys. They're just hanging out. They're looking at me like, what the hell are you looking at? Queen's goats, everybody. Or rams. Are they rams or goats? Whatever. They're sunning. They're enjoying the sun. And then we have our little friend over here. Like, you got any snacks? You got any snacks? They're just hanging out. See, so we can see some animals. Ooh, there's a big boar. There's a big boar there. Look at that. Ooh, I want some ham all of a sudden. I would like a ham and cheese sandwich, thank you very much. And then we have this cool little house here. I wonder if this is like a historic house. Right? Let's see. Can we have a signage on this? Oh, that's the red maple. Charles Anton planted this maple. Oh, look how cool that is. The rams are males. Oh, okay, Susan. Susan, thank you so much. The rams are the males. And how much is admission? I think it's like $10. Yeah, it's $10. Or is it really $59? Am I that blind? $9.95. There you go, $9.95. A kid is $6.95. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if we have a bull here. I don't think we have a bull here. And if there is a bull, he is behind the paid admission area. Lots of schnitzel. Yes, indeed, Nick. Yes, indeed. I could go for some Wiener Schnitzel. Like big boar, man. Anyway, but there it is. There's a little bit of the Queen's Zoo. Maybe we'll go through there one of these days. We'll go through the Queen's Zoo for you guys. Oh yeah, look, it's got this really cool roller coaster here and carousel. I forgot about this. Got like a little amusement area right here. Look at that roller coaster, man. That's like terrifying. All rusted out track, tight turns. Really freak out the little kids on that. It's nice. Nice and dangerous. Nice and dangerous that looks. Wow. Looks like they're restoring a fountain here. Or something like that. It's very peaceful, Brian. Yeah. Really peaceful. Really chill out here right now. I think they're doing a bit of refurbishment here. With some prominent, something tells me this is prominent people here in Queens, or who, oh, these are just portraits of people here. How can we open a conversation and interaction between people separated by location, occupation, and interests? Then we have all these random ass people here. It looks like Chernobyl. No, this is gonna open up soon. This will all open up in the springtime. So this photo installation is called Hey Neighbor NYC. I guess this is the fun part about living in New York too, is you have all this great variety of humans. All of us of different backgrounds from different places, with different likes and dislikes. That's what makes New York so special. I think the Central Park Zoo is if they're not about the same size, Arjan, maybe the Central Park Zoo might be a little bit bigger than the Queens Zoo here, but I really don't know. I really don't know. That's cool. You never know what you're going to see. So now we're going to head back into the main part, the center part of Flushing Meadows. The Unisphere is right over there. We're going to walk towards the tent of tomorrow now and the New York State Pavilion. But right about here would have been the most popular destination at the 1964-65 fair. This is the site of Futurama 2. Futurama 2 showing you the promise of the automobile in the future. Futurama 2 leaving off from where, or picking up from where Futurama 1, the original one, led us off at. And yeah, it all happened right here. The attraction could easily accommodate up to 60,000 people a day. And if there's anything I would like to experience, is of course Futurama 2. The original audio track is available online, and then the ride footage is available here on YouTube, but understand that it is a slightly edited, condensed version of the full ride. You don't lose much. You only lose about maybe 4 or 5 minutes of the actual ride. But are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this, Jack? I'm glad you're enjoying this. It is pretty cool seeing this historic site here. What is that? It's like a water fountain or something like that down there. Is that like some kind of landmark? Let me see here. I never noticed this over here. Let's see what it is before we cross the Grand Central again. What is this? There's garbage around it, unfortunately. Well, considering how big the park is. What the hell is this? Good to see you, fish paws. Welcome. Wow, okay. Looks like a bit of a... Interesting. They use the... They're using the... I don't know what this is even for. But they're using this to use it for some kind of shelter and burning area. And it looks like we do have some kind of a... I think they're having either a cookout or maybe this is a tent encampment here. Let's zoom in. I'm not going to get close, but let's see if we see any tents. No, those guys are just barbecuing or something like that. I don't see any tents over there, but they are having some kind of a bonfire over there. Good to see Activity 79. Welcome. Yeah, no, this isn't a walking channel. Okay, that's interesting. Don't know exactly what's happening over there. And then, yeah, who knows what they're turning this bunker into. Interesting. I don't know if it's like a homeless work. I have no idea what it is. Now, behind me, if that was a tent encampment, that's really small. But we'll go around the other side and see if there's any more people over there in the shadows, if you will. Thank God for Zoom, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go up there and bother them. That's the last thing. I don't want to bother anybody. I mean, for the most part, the park is in order, but there's a little spot right there where people were having a cookout. But now as we cross the Grand Central Parkway, coming up to the New York State Pavilion, the tent of tomorrow. The tent of tomorrow is coming up. Now, if you like to take pictures with blossoming cherry trees, if you know when to time it out, this is one of the best spots to experience blossoming cherry blossoms. So right over here we have this whole grove of trees here in the shadow of the tent of tomorrow. And all these trees here were donated by the Japanese government. And we should be here for when all these trees blossom. When all these trees blossom, we have been here on live stream seeing that. It's an incredible sight. Absolutely incredible sight. All these trees will blossom. So if you like cherry blossoms, and if you can time it out, because it only lasts for like maybe 8-12 days. If you can, check out this little spot right here. But in commemoration of the 1964 World's Fair, the Japanese American Association of New York, April 19th, 2014, that's the 50th anniversary of the 1964-65 World's Fair. But this is, yeah, exactly, this is where you get some of the prettiest cherry blossoms. Remember when we walked through this area? When everything was blossoming and blooming? It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. In a few weeks we'll be back. In a few weeks we will be back. But now you can hear all the construction. They are restoring the towers here at the tent of tomorrow. And from what I hear, they want to turn this into some kind of an event space. This was designed by Philip Johnson, a famous American architect. And this was the amazing plexiglass tiled floating ceiling. Unfortunately, the tiles started falling off in the 1970s, so they removed all of them. I am hoping within my lifetime to see a restored tent of tomorrow, and more importantly, to show off a brand new, completed and cleaned up and restored tent of tomorrow for an event. Yeah, no, weren't they beautiful, Bill? It was a beautiful video from last year. And that's the kind of stuff, Bill, you know, I have to say, that's the kind of stuff I love showing off because it doesn't last a long time. It's very ephemeral, so that's the kind of stuff I love live streaming for you guys. Looks like we have Parks doing a bit of maintenance over here. Isn't this cool? Wasn't this cool to see in person, Griff? Ooh, Bus 51 went to the World's Fair twice when he was 13, 14 years old. Came down by bus from Connecticut. Wow. Well, this is probably an exhibit everyone who visited the World's Fair visited. Welcome to the Westinghouse exhibit. And these are the site of our time capsules. Will the human race last for 5,000 years? Stay tuned and find out. But we have not one but 2 time capsules deposited. Right, it's either right here or from what I heard, like some people have said right in this area here, the time capsules are actually buried. So who knows? But this is the Westinghouse exhibit for both World's Fairs. Wow. Just so cool. Will the human race endure for 5,000 years? And then you see here we have a newly painted tension ring. You could hear the work being done at the towers there, the 10th of tomorrow. It's all good, Julie. Julie, that's what replay's for, Julie. That's what replay's for. Good to see you. But yes, the 10th of tomorrow is being restored to its original color. Yes. It is being restored to its original color. It's like, it has like a Heinz 57, like it's like a mustard yellow. It has a name to it, like American yellow or something like that. I forget. Beach Bum remembers the New York map. Yeah! So the whole floor, underneath this big, massive floating ceiling, the floor was this amazing mosaic that created a map of New York State. So it was a road map of New York State that you could walk around, and I could imagine it must have been so cool. Good to see you, Lisa UK girl. Yes, indeed, we're trudging around the Flushing Meadow today, trying to see as much as we can. Gold Seal Goes was here in 65, around 12, 13 years old. You missed all this when you went to the museum. You know what it is? You know, Darlene, it's very hard to see everything we're seeing in a day. Like, I had to really plan out this little walk we're doing to time out everything, because there is a lot to cover here in the park, and we're still gonna miss stuff. There's still stuff we're not gonna see. So it's kind of crazy how much you could see of this place here. But now what we're gonna do is the Vatican Pavilion and this is the Astral Fountain off in the direction over there. That's the Vatican Pavilion. We're gonna see that when we come back over the bridge. The aliens left that, right? Yes, they did. The aliens left this. But let's walk into the amusement area, the lake amusement area. As Edwin Newman called it in a 1965 World's Fair Diary NBC special, he called this bridge the Bridge of Sighs, because after you have walked through all of the industrial and corporation and government pavilions, you still had to walk over this bridge to get into the amusement district. But Blondie 1025 with a $10 super chat. Blondie, thank you so much for the big $10 super chat. Thanks so much for joining today's $5 club 2 times today. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $10 super chat. Much, much, much appreciated, Blondie. Much, much, much appreciated. Thanks for sponsoring today's live stream. Marvin Ingle asks, isn't the old Shea Stadium nearby? Well, they demolished the old Shea Stadium, and now it's called Citi Field. You can still run the bases of the old Shea Stadium. There's little markers in the middle of the parking lot for the bases of the old Shea Stadium. But it's not that far from here, kind of on the other side of the park where we are walking right now. But good to see you, Marvin. You have a color photo of you near the Unisphere. Nice. No doubt a Kodak film. Oh my God, a Tower of Light. Goes, Seal goes. I would give anything to see the Tower of Light. I would give anything to see that. There's so many pavilions I would just... Oh. I would give anything to see that. So I believe this is the Long Island Expressway, the LIE. We're crossing over now. And in front of us, the Flushing Lake, or Meadow Lake. This would have been the lakefront amusement. If we would have won the Olympic bid for 2012, this would have been turned into the rowing course for the rowboats there. They would have completely reclamated this, cleaned it up, and turned it into a first class. You know, it's amazing. We did not get the Olympics in 2012, but a lot of the ideas that were fostered for those Olympics kind of came true. Hudson Yards and all that. But we didn't get anything out here in Flushing Meadows. Ed Allen liked the cigarette display that noisily shot up smoke rings into the air. Meet me at the smoke ring, Ed. Meet me at the smoke ring. All right, so we got some guys. Another bonfire down here. Another bonfire right down there. Looks like they're cooking, and oh, they're actually warming up food down there. That's interesting, but they're out of the way and kind of to themselves. Only 4 people with a bonfire over there. I would hardly call that a tent encampment. Let's see, is there anybody else down here? Let's see if there's anybody else down here. So this is the lakefront amusement. We're going to quickly see the lakefront amusement and come head back over the bridge, because my timed ticket for the museum is opening up. Inside the Tower Light was Ben Franklin. Wow. Well, over here, I don't see a tent encampment over here either, underneath the highway. I don't see anybody down here. Way off in the distance over there, I don't see anybody over there either. Yeah. I don't know where these tent encampments are that people are talking about. Yeah, London did do well in 2012. Yes, indeed. Be the Traveler. Good to see you. What a day indeed. Yeah, we're seeing a lot today, and we're in one park. And Julie B asked where this is where Woodstock was. No, that was in upstate New York. Not Bethel, right? Was it Bethel? That was in upstate New York, Julie. That was not inside New York City. We still got some souvenirs. Nice. Coney Island Jim gave me a Unisphere salt and pepper shaker with plate. So I actually have some souvenirs from the World's Fair myself. Now, unfortunately, the amphitheater that was here was torn down quite some years ago. But what's funny is you could see remnants of the monorail track. Do I need special Cheeto glasses to see the... That makes sense there, Jim. That makes sense. But now you see these little humps here. There's a hump over there. There's a hump right here. There's a hump over there. These little lumps here. Good to see you, Train Watch. Springtime's coming. But these little humps here, these were the foundations for the poles that lifted up the monorail. The monorail pretty much rode right around here. Did a big loop around the amusement district here. And this is some of the remnants of it. Yeah, I think it was outside of Woodstock, but yeah, nearby. Be the Traveler. On your souvenir map, you marked all the exhibits you was at. That's cool. That's cool. Oh man. I would give anything to see the 64-65 fair. I would give anything to see the 39-40 fair. Yeah, the amphitheater was right here. The amphitheater was from the 64-65 fair, and they were going to turn it into a new show, which didn't do too well, unfortunately. Yeah, it is a big fairground, Lisa. Here's a rundown of our New York City parks by acreage. And Flushing Meadows Corona Park comes into 4th place at 898 acres. It's big. It's big. And now we've made it. Look how nice this is. This is just so nice. But this is where the amphitheater was, right about here. And then the lake goes all the way. There's actually 2 of them. There's going to be another one further over. And then if you keep on going in that direction, you'll get to JFK Airport. So, but this is roughly where the amphitheater would have been. And somebody had the right idea, have a beer. I would not mind having a beer sitting with this view. But I would also clean up my bottle. So if you come here to drink, please clean up your bottle. Oh, the Swan wants to say hello. Good to see you, Neil, out there in Flatbush. Welcome. Does the Swan want to say hello? Let's see. Let's see if the Swan wants to say hello. He's inquisitively floating over here. Hey, buddy. Look how pretty you are. Aren't you showing off? Aren't you showing off? Just hanging out, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, a queen's swan. Right there. And the only thing I'm probably going to want to feed him. I don't have nothing on me. But there you go. The lakefront amusement area. There you go. Bethel, New York on a farm. Max Yager's farm, Michael. That's right. So it was Bethel, New York. Bethel, New York on Max Yager's farm. Good to see you, John Capola. Welcome. Yes, we are in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. If I could talk like the animals, squawk like the animals. All right, look at this view here. Look at this. We're going back. We're going back to the Unisphere. Let's head back. Because my timed ticket for the Queens Museum is opening up in about 15 minutes. So time to head back. Because we're gonna go see the panorama. But Gold Seals Gold with a $10 super chat. Gold Seals Gold. Thank you so much for the very generous $10 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club 2 times today. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $10 super chat. You're more than welcome. And oh, I appreciate those kind words. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. Gold Seals Gold. But I'm glad you're enjoying. I hope I brought back a memory or two. And thank you so much for sponsoring today's live stream. Much appreciated. But yes, the amphitheater was built for the 39-40 fair and then reused for the 64-65 fair. Also, the states of Hawaii, Texas, and Florida were in the amusement area. But what we're going to do is I have to use my phone as the ticket. So we're going to take a little break. I'm going to sit down in a bench somewhere, get something to drink inside the Queens Museum for a little bit. And then I'm going to come back on. Once we finish this stream, I should be back on in about an hour. And then we will be in the panorama to experience one of my favorite things in New York. The largest architectural scale model in the world, the panorama. But now we are headed back to the main portion of Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Whenever I come out here for the live stream, it is a long day for me though, because I am I'll be on the subway for about 4.5 hours today. So every single donation, all these gifted memberships, it is much, much, much appreciated. Because it does take me a while. It does take me a while to get out here from Coney Island. But hey, it's worth it. If I could bring back some memories for you guys, who actually visited the fair. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. I love doing this kind of stuff for you guys. And like I say, I do obsess over this kind of stuff. As somebody who studies history and everything of the city, it's always really special to show this stuff off and bring you guys all along with me. So we had another 4 people underneath the bridge here for the LIE, having a little cookout, but I don't see any tent encampments, really. You know, Julie B, I would love to live stream from the Hamilton Grange. Haven't done that. I haven't done that yet, but you know, that's a good idea. I would love to show you guys that. The Hamilton Grange is pretty cool. Love to show you that whole area. Oh no, I entered where it said do not enter. Oh no. I was gonna die. I think that was for the automobiles, Neil. I think that's for the automobiles. Anyway, coming up next, the Astral Fountain and the Vatican Pavilion. Oh my God, William, you gotta come out to this park, William. You gotta come out to this park. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Tinique or Tiki, you're more than welcome. Blondie, you're more than welcome. Thanks for sponsoring the live stream. Thank you, everyone, for sponsoring the live stream. Like I said, we're getting a lot of steps in today. I think I'm going to hit 15,000 steps, that is. So I think we're doing roughly in the amount of that. Thank you, Bill. Bill, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for. I think you were the one, right? You bought me my trade fare out here, so thank you. Deborah, you're more than welcome. You're logging in due to work. It's all good, Natasha. You got to make that paper. But you're here now. Good to see you, Natasha. Welcome to the show. Do you see anyone else here? Yeah, I don't know. There's people up there. And actually, I'm walking over the bridge with these people. They've been walking over the bridge with me. All right, we're back in the main section here of Flushing Meadows Corona Park. In front of us is the Maloof Skate Park. And where that little skate park is, that's where the Astral Fountain was during the 64-65 fair. Good to see you, Lee. Good to see you, April. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And now we're going to see the Vatican Pavilion. The Vatican Pavilion would have been right here. And there's a little monument here for the Vatican Pavilion. Michelangelo's Pietà was shown here. People rode on a conveyor belt past the statue. And it was one of the most, I think it was either the second or third most visited attraction at the 64-65 fair. You know, your time living in Astoria, you never went here. Oh my God, April, you gotta come here. It's beautiful. Here it is. Here is our Vatican Pavilion. Right there. Dedicated on April 19th, 1964. Grandpa did security. There you go, Coney Island Jim's grandpa did security right here at the Vatican Pavilion. I could feel it. Yeah, that's awesome, Jim. That is so cool. Oh, what would I give to see Michelangelo's Pietà here in New York? I got to go all the way to Vatican City to see that. Google says 15,000. Yeah, it's about 8 miles, yeah. Maybe we'll do about 6 miles. So maybe we're going to do like, what, 13,000 steps. Was that you, Bill? Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream today. Thanks for buying my MetroCard out here. Yeah, Ed, we're doing like the perimeter of the park. So I want to say we did probably 13,000 steps then, or 11,000 steps. Let's see. So now you hear the work being, we could actually see the workers on the tent of tomorrow here on the towers here. Look at this. It's an impressive shot right there. Ed Gifted, we just saw the time capsules. We just came from them. Good to see you there, Ed. Look at that. We just saw the time capsules. We just came from the time capsules. We have already visited the Westinghouse Pavilion. We're now making our way back to the Unisphere. And we'll take a little break from the live stream. I'll use the bathroom. I'll look for a bite to eat or a snack of some sort. And then we'll be back on inside the Queen's Museum for our New York City Pavilion, the panorama. The panorama coming up next. Really? Oh my God, I did not know that, Lena. That's awful. Some around there, Julie. Yeah, around there, around 3-ish. Alfred Hinkle, good to see you. Welcome. Making our way back towards the panorama. They're really getting some work done up there. Ah, awesome. It's fun seeing this all get restored, and I'm very excited to see it all lit up again and it functioning. It's going to be great when it starts functioning again as something. Underneath all of this, coming into view, just off to the right-hand side, this is the Queen's Theater. Their 64-65 fair. This was the Theaterama building, which featured a kind of a story of New York State, or what it's like to visit New York State. The film surrounded you in the Theaterama. They sell food, yeah, Rouge. They sell food inside the museum, so I'm gonna get like a little snack and kind of hang out in there. There's one thing I come to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, and the Queen's Museum for is just to use the bathroom. I heard that, Ed. I heard it was surrounded by tacky blue lights. I heard about that. Sam Malouf, good to see you. Another beautiful day. Sean, good to see you. And Alfred Hinkle with a $3 super chat. Alfred, thank you so much for joining today's $3 club. Thanks for sponsoring today's live stream with a big $3 super chat. Alfred, that is much, much, much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying. And thank you so much for sponsoring today's live stream with a big $3 super chat. I'll take this moment now to thank all the channel members. Thank you to all the channel members. Thanks to all the channel members. This broadcast is brought to us in stunning 1080p. And everything for the live stream is working great today, so really get to enjoy it today. Well, thank you guys so much for all your generosity today. More exciting adventures to come as we enter the Queen's Museum in a little bit. And Louise Poppy is here. Everyone, check out Louise Poppy. She's a great live streamer from New Zealand, showing you the other side of the earth. Kia ora, Louise. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Welcome to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Thanks for waking up with me. Look at this beautiful Unisphere. This thing never gets old. I could just stare at this thing for hours on end. And it's always just so cool. I'm loving these blue skies too. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of clouds to make an exciting sunset here. We should get one more bonus live stream on the way out. It may be very short, but I do want to show you guys the Unisphere outside as the sun goes down. So I do want to show you guys that. But there it is. New subscriber. You live in Michigan. I'm bringing back memories when you visited as a little girl. Mary Patterson. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I'm able to bring back a memory or two. Look at this thing. I mean, this thing is just, this is like literally one of my favorite things in all of New York City. The Unisphere. Well. Oh, let me sit down. We have been walking for 2 hours and 7 minutes. But Mary, I'm happy I'm able to bring back a memory. Oh, we are back here at the Unisphere, looking at this beautiful stream. And if you haven't seen the panorama, stay tuned, get those notifications turned on, and make sure you get some snacks, because we'll be in the panorama enjoying it for about an hour. In the meantime, before I come back online, check out, there's a bunch of videos showing off this Unisphere getting built, and I believe it's called the largest globe on Earth, I think it's called. And yeah, so there's a film about the building of this. There's a film of riding the Futurama and the Ford Magic Skyway. There's lots of films of the actual World's Fair site being built. So you want to check. You could walk past. It's fine. So yes, you want to check that all out, guys. You want to check that all out as we take a little break here. As I take a little break before coming back on. But hey, is it your first time watching this nonsense? Make sure to subscribe to the Dutch Moz Family Networks here on YouTube and on Instagram, all same name at Dutch Moz. Make sure you hit the notification bell, because I never know when I'm going to go live next. We're going to go live in about an hour, like I said, and we'll be back. But standing at 140 feet tall with a diameter of 120 feet, it's at the top of a 20-foot tall base there, tripod base with over 500 pieces of steel. That is the Unisphere, baby. Thank you so much, Neil. You guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all your support during this afternoon's live stream. Thank you so much for everyone who subscribed. Everyone hit the thumbs up on the video. It is really, really much appreciated. Hit 237 likes. I can live with that. That's pretty cool. So join me in about an hour. I'll be inside the Queens Museum, and we're gonna see the panorama of New York City, the world's largest architectural scale model. But from the Unisphere for now, this is Dutch Moz signing off. Have a fantastic Queen's Day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish those moments. And good afternoon, good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I'll see you guys, and I'll see you about an hour, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I'll see you guys in about an hour right here on YouTube. See you guys in a little bit. Get some snacks. Take care. Bye-bye.